to some interim port. But they have to pay for it, you know that.
Yes, but one of the things that's disturbing here, Dr. Winford James, who's my guest this morning, is the issue. My guest, who was originally scheduled, Attorney Farai Hove Masai Sai, related to us during the week on my morning show that he has a client who is before a judge, and the client says to him, listen, my stamp here I got from going at immigration in Port of Spain.
Yeah, exactly.
And he paid money to get that stamp. So I don't think there's a question as to somebody's making money about it. We know somebody is. What I find a little troubling, and I'm waiting for either further clarity or some corrective measure coming from the acting chief immigration officer, because according to the report, her statement that my hands are tied, I can't do anything. Well, that speaks to a frightening degree as far as policing your resources. I don't understand it. I am totally perplexed.
Well, see, that's why I'm talking about corruption.
Mm-hmm.
So there are members in her department who may be corrupt. Now, I'm not saying they are, but we have to find an explanation for the use of the stamp in an unauthorized set of conditions, right?
I am just totally lost. If a man can tell you,
isn't the use of the stamp unauthorized?
No, you're quite correct, but
right.
I don't think that the investigation needs to go that far. Particularly if Attorney Masai Sai is saying, I have a Nigerian client. This is his words exactly, who is here in Trinidad and Tobago. He went down to the immigration office in Port of Spain and got his passport stamped after paying money. You don't have to look too far, guys.
Right. So you get in there, but there's no doubt that people are using the stamp to make money.
Indeed.
What else would they be? Why would they be risking their reputation, their jobs? Why else would they be doing that? So I'm saying there's financial corruption going on somewhere. You probably are saying, well, let's go investigate. Yeah, we should go investigate. And there's no doubt about that, because we are seeing the tip of something that is happening, and the society needs relief from such violations of protocol. Yeah?
Yes.
But you see, this is only part of what is happening in the rest of the wider world. It's all over the place. People are selling their official services for money. That's what I'm asking you to consider, Rennie.
Oh.
That they are selling their official services for money, that there's a web of corruption. There's a greed that is happening in officialdom wherever, because people feel they can get away with it too, and they can bribe, of course, those who are supposed to enforce the law. You know, that's part of it, eh?
That's part of it. You know, Doctor, I spoke to folks in Barbados. Barbados had the problem. I spoke to people in St. Vincent. They had the problem. We know the United States. So we know the problem is all over the world. My area here of total awe is that you're telling me I have one attorney here who said, I've got a client who went down to Port of Spain and got it stamped. And I have the acting head of the immigration service saying that we don't know where to start. Well, start with Mr. Masai Sai here. Get the client to take you down to Port of Spain. Let's find out which desk he went to. Let's find out who sat at this desk.
Because there is attorney-client confidentiality.
But this is disclosed in court. He said it was done. So you don't think they can...
Oh, you mean that?
Yes.
Well, maybe there's a gray area there that I haven't thought through. You're saying that once the matter has been passed in the court, then it's now in the open.
Well, yeah, the court...
And therefore the client should be able to identify who... If he might, of course, use his memory as a problem here. But you're saying that ideally the client should be able to say, this is the person who stamped my passport?
And at the end of the day, or somebody sat at this desk. In addition to that, like I said, I'm not at all just making it. There is nothing that's black and white. There are always shades of gray, you're right. But I have two people who appeared before a magistrate. The magistrate said that they, after they do the check, the stamps are correct. The magistrate went on to find them $2,500 or 2 months in prison. And he did not. I didn't see deportation here. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you can start to trace this thing. But doctor,
well, it might not be the client's fault, eh?
Well, it cannot be the client's fault as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
People come for opportunity. You find a way around it. You find a way around it. I want to catch the man who's got the stamp. I want to plug the hole.
Point.
I want to plug the hole that's happening in the
immigration. And if the client says, I don't remember, what do you do? If there's no record of who worked with the particular, I don't know the internal systems at immigration, But if there is no record of who did what, I don't know if that's part of the system at immigration. That if you have served me, that must be recorded. You follow? As a matter of quality assurance and so on. And if that is the case, that should be an easy thing to find out.
Well, we shall see. This is, after all, some investigation needs to be done here. I just was in a state of total shock that I had this statement coming out that we couldn't trace this.
Because about the efficacy of the investigating forces.
Yeah,
Is it the police we are referring to here? The fraud squad, for example.
I'm gonna do my chalky thing here, not me.
I'm just thinking that the police do not have a great record where investigating things is concerned.
I am saying that you can get from somebody $100,000. If somebody paid $20,000 to get a stamp, I can find $150,000, give to somebody and say, get me somebody to stamp something for me. It's called undercover work, okay?
Now you're talking like a realist, yes.
Yeah, right. Doctor,
like a realist, but it is a bitter taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
It does leave a very, very bad taste. And like I said, all else I can understand because it is nothing new. I mean, these things happen all over the world, as we both agree. But when I hear a statement coming from the acting immigration chief, when I see a statement attributed to the acting chief immigration officer, Charmaine Gandhi Andrews, that say, my hands are tied, the attorneys are not sharing information with me, that to me is very disturbing. Dr. James. As always, I came in and I grabbed you early in the morning. I thank you for stepping up and taking the time to be with me this morning.
I hope the brunch has been as good for you as it has been for me.
I've got a slate of people that always make me know my place is not in the kitchen. I've got you. I've got Dr. Terence Farrell coming up after. Then I've got Afro Raymond coming. Yes, my brunch started good, and the rest of the day, I know the rest of the program will be good. Doctor, thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
You have a wonderful day, sir.
You too, man.
Thank you so much. University lecturer and political analyst, Dr. Winford James, my guest in the first part of brunch this morning. We did advertise we would be doing immigration. Unfortunately, my guest had a situation to deal with, and he was unable to make it. However, Dr. Terence Farrell is the chairman of the Economic Development Advisory Board, former deputy governor of the Central Bank. He has worked extensively in both the public and the private sector. He studied economics at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, and the University of Toronto, where he obtained his PhD. It is really good to have him here. He is also the chairman of the cabinet-appointed State Enterprise Review Committee. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about something that everybody is talking about, but nobody seems to be clear as to what it is about. It's called the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. I'll welcome him, and we'll start talking about that after this.